Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was so ready to give this movie a pass. Oh, it's Statham and Ayer. I'm fine. This movie, though, is not good. Hello, Flickering Myth family, and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ Marino, and we have a brand new movie review today. Is this brand new? We've seen this 1,000 times. You know what kind of movie you're getting into when you see this. God, even then, it's so tiresome. Yeah, alright guys, we are talking about A Working Man. Like I said in the intro, I'm often one to give David Ayer and Jason Statham the benefit of the doubt. I absolutely love what these two men can cook up together because I like The Beekeeper and I love what they do separately. I'm one of those rare defenders of Suicide Squad.
All of that chit-chat's gonna get you hurt.
Oh my God.
I think most of Jason Statham movies like Spy or Meg can be excusable, a fun time, just a decent time at the cinema.
During the threat of an assassination attempt, I appeared convincingly in front of Congress as Barack Obama.
In blackface? That's not appropriate.
But wow, A Working Man really has none of that going for it. It is one of the most tired scripts I have seen in quite some time. Not even tired, it's like an incomplete. If this was a schoolwork, I would be giving you an I for incomplete. I, throughout the movie, was like, am I missing a whole movie? Like, they would introduce characters and it would be like, and here is this guy with this established relationship. Nothing else to flesh out. It's like the movie expected us to know these characters, expected us to know this world and just be familiar with it. But yeah, sure, it's cliched. There's nothing new going on. We are very easily, this is an easily adjustable world. But at the same time, let me meet these characters. Let me be introduced to this world. Let me just kind of live in the moment without just being reminded consistently that it is just a tired, cliched script. I would even call this movie Been There, Done That, but that doesn't even get to kind of consider how just generic this is. Truly, that is the first word that comes to my mind. It is generic. Yeah, it has a lot of issues with the script, like I said, of not introducing characters properly, throwing us into a world with little to care about, but it's just so like, and here you go. Here's exactly that kind of slop you expect. I wanted more from this. I truly wanted Jason Statham to have more oomph behind it. He doesn't have the fun or the charm that he has had in recent films. He just seems tired. Like, I just felt bad for my dude. I was just like, Statham, go home. Rest, buddy. Like, you don't need to be here.
Hey, big guy. Sun's getting real low.
What are you doing? And that's just kind of my major complaint on the acting department. And then directing wise, David Ayer, did you try? Like I know you tried because you're a good filmmaker, but did you really try to add some extra juju to this, or were you just kind of rehashing things you've done in End of Watch, things you've done in wrote in Training Day, wrote in Suicide Squad, wrote in all these movies? Like, you just kind of went to the well of what you do. And as a filmmaker, David Ayer, I really do expect more. And I know some people are gonna go, David Ayer, expect more, but like, I am a hardcore defender of The Fast and the Furious, the OG 2001 movie that he penned. I like SWAT from 2003. Again, this is a filmmaker. This is an actor, a lead actor I can often rely on. But man, once I saw Sylvester Stallone's name attached to that script, I went, ooh, this isn't going to be Rocky. This is not going to be Rocky, my God. It's just the lines of dialogue are so like cringe, just eye roll inducing. And again, I wanted to have fun. Jason Statham can definitely turn the campiest, the most generic like lines into something great. We've often seen villains be cartoonish, like stupid villains, but also be fun to watch. The villains aren't even fun. I mean, there's like 85,000 bad guys for Statham to kill, and not a single one of them was memorable, was interesting, was able to kind of grab me in. It's just a frustrating film, and it didn't need to be. A working man sees Jason Statham play a working man. He's a dude, like a blue-collar worker man who has a military past, and he's just trying to get all past that, raise his daughter, deal with whatever drama he has at work and who he has with his daughter. But my goodness, that is not able to happen when one of his boss, their daughter is kidnapped, and he is just sent on this mission to find her. He has all of this crazy military experience, and he uses it to fight bad guys. And that's what happens for 2 hours. Maybe if this was an hour 45, I could have definitely fine, whatever. But like that extra time lingering here, I was just like, oh, another bland action scene that's going to be cut to hell because the edit is just nothing. There is no edit to be had here. The plot is like, it's a bad version of Taken. It doesn't even have the oomph, the emotional weight a Taken would have. So you're getting not great action scenes. Like there was a couple times where I was like, oh, that's an interesting moment. Oh, that's kind of cool. So we have that. We have the bland directing. We have not great acting. It's just like not a single thing can grab me in. I will say, out of the plot, the story, all of that wise, the woman who's kidnapped our character, Jenny, basically, she's pretty cool. Like she has moments where she defends herself. So she's not this just bland damsel in distress. I actually complimented Novocaine for doing the same thing. We could have girls get kidnapped and also still like fight back with their kidnappers a little bit. They just don't need to be this damsel in distress kind of character. So I definitely appreciate this movie for having a bit of that. I love that this movie wanted to focus on working class individuals. I love that they spotlighted the Latino community, which David Ayer is famous for spotlighting, just these subcultures, this kind of the Mexicanness, the working man quality. He is always great at spotlighting that. And I do think this movie does make me kind of like, oh, like I'm happy these people get to do this, and oh, cute. And then I'm like, okay, cool, but give me more. Like, give me more. Like, oh, we meet David Harbour's character, and we're expected to know who he is. Like, it just, this movie just, again, feels so incomplete. They put us in these moments, and we're supposed to feel it. They put us in these segments, and we're supposed to understand it, and none of that worked. There is this one moment, though, in this movie that left me jaw-dropped, and not in the good way. They seriously thought this was going to be worthy of a sequel, that this was going to churn some box office numbers, that they can do a Working Man 2, because there's a moment where one of the villains, one of the 85 million villains, just kind of goes, oh, like he didn't get the revenge he wanted. And I'm like, oh, they really trying to set this up for another one? And like, again, that's that incomplete value where they are kind of assuming. Remember when MCU movies never felt like they were a full movie, that they were just setting something up? That's what this felt like. It felt like a middle movie. It felt like we had a first movie I missed, and they're trying to do a third movie that's never going to happen. So I'm like, what is this movie? Like, what is the meat? What is the meat in the potatoes? What am I sinking my teeth into? A basic revenge movie? Sure, but give me more.
Please, sir. I want some more.
This movie is, we're in a good state with action films. We have something like Novocaine this year. We have the great legacy of the John Wick movies. We have a lot of films coming from the international market that are amazing. Do you remember like RRR? Like, there is insane movies with action and spectacle, but there's also able to fill it out with a heart and soul. Monkey Man from last year, another great example of a movie that we kind of seen this plot before, but you can spice it up, add different elements. Again, that's what I expect from David Ayer. That's what I thought was going to happen. Jason Statham can take a generic script and elevate it, but none of that was happening here. It's just such a confused mess for me. Look, I love to come onto youtube.com/flickeringmyth and get up on here and say nice positive things about a movie. I'm not usually one to be labeled a hater. I'm actually honestly too nice, especially to bad movies. I love a good movie that's filled with cheese to the brim. There was no cheese in this. This is like when you do a mozzarella cheese pool and there's nothing in there. There was no cheese. There's no substance. It's just breading. It's just an outer shell of a movie. And the moment you peel it back, there's nothing to bite into. Whoa, I'm actually hungry now. I would rather go eat than talk about this movie anymore. So, yep, that is the end of my review for A Working Man. I definitely don't recommend it. If you're like, you know those dad movies that you can throw on Netflix on a Sunday and just kind of veg out to on the couch? Maybe this could work in that circumstance. An Amazon Prime movie, a Peacock Watch, whatever streaming service this ends up on, it could possibly fill 2 hours of your afternoon on a weekend. But my goodness, do I recommend going out to the cinemas? No. There's not a single part of this movie that is worthy of seeing in the big screen, consuming it. If you're like a diehard Jason Statham completionist, I would skip it. If you really wanted David Ayer to like have momentum to maybe get that David Ayer cut one day, I don't know. If this is what you're turning out, Bubba, maybe you do need to go focus on the Ayer cut, because we're not doing what we need to here. All right, guys, what did you think of my review? What do you think of A Working Man? Share your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to Flickering Myth for more videos like this, and let us know all your thoughts down there. Subscribe, ring the bell, all those things, and let's talk about this movie right down there.